Hello, algebra. I wanted to try something different today. We've been doing a lot of like I give you note outlines, and so I wanted to see what if I don't give you note outlines? Let's just see if it works for you. It might not, and that's okay, but for a week, it's not going to kill us to try. Factoring. We have previously learned how to multiply our binomials or polynomials together. Now, what if we are given a polynomial? How do we figure out what was multiplied to make it? That's the question we have to ask. We've got here ax squared plus bx plus c. This is just the formula for a trinomial. We call it a quadratic. It's just the standard form for a quadratic. And we're going to focus where a is only 1. So a, b, and c all represent numbers. We're going to just look at a being 1. That's it. So for this one right here, we've been given x squared plus 8x plus 7. We want to figure out what multiplied to make it. Well, we know we've got an x squared there. So we know that had to be an x times an x. So I'm just going to fill that in right now into my kind of outline, because I'm going to have two binomials, right, that multiply to make this. So the next question we have to ask ourselves is this 7. We need to figure out what multiplies to make 7, but adds to make 8. Well, let's just look at the factors of 7. What factors multiply to make 7? Well, 7 is a prime number, so it's really just 7 times 1. That's it. That's all we can do is 7 times 1. So let's see if that works. If we do x plus 1 and then x plus 7, we're going to FOIL this to see if it worked. So x times x is x squared. X times 7 is 7x. 1 times x is 1x, and then 1 times 7 is 7. I can combine my like terms, so I get x squared plus 8x plus 7. So yes, that in fact worked. I got my answer. So this is correct. This is correct. Well, what about 6 now? Number 2 here has x squared plus 5x plus 6. Again, I'm starting with an x squared, so I can just put in my x's to start with. That's going to for sure be in my factors. But 6, we have some choices with 6. We could do 1 times 6. Those are factors. Or we could have 2 times 3. Well, how do I know which one it is? This is where we ask ourselves what multiplies to make 6 but adds to make 5. What multiplies to make 6 but adds to make 5? Well, if we look at these, 1 plus 6 is 7, so that doesn't work. And then 2 plus 3 makes 5. Hey, that's what we need. We need a 5. So this should be an x plus 2. This should be an x plus 3. Again, let's check our work. Make sure we're right. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3 is 6. I can combine my like terms, so I get x squared plus 5x plus 6. That worked, so this is the correct answer. Well, what if we have some negatives in there? What do we do with that? Well, if we have a negative 5, let's just think about what multiplies to make negative 5. So to make negative 5, I could have a negative 1 times 5. That could work. Or to make negative 5, I could have 1 times negative 5. Right? Those are the only options. To multiply to make negative 5, it's a prime number. I only have 1 and 5. So it's got to be one of those two. So we need to think about what adds to make negative 4. Well, negative 1 plus 5 would make 4, but it's a positive. Whereas 1 plus negative 5 makes negative 4. So that's the one we want. So our factors should be x plus 1 and x minus 5, or x plus negative 5. Doesn't matter, means the same thing. So when I multiply that out, I get x squared plus x times negative 5 is negative 5x plus 1x minus 5. When I combine those, I get x squared minus 4x minus 5. Hey, look at that. That's correct. So this is what we want. I should have my little check mark there because he is not my answer, but he made sure that my answer worked. So let's take a look at this one. Now we've got a negative 6. Well, remember, 6 could be made by 1 times 6 or by 2 times 3, but this is a negative 6. So I have to use a negative. So it could be negative 1 times 6, or it could be 1 times negative 6. It could be negative 2 times 3, or it could be 2 times negative 3. So now I've got 4 possibilities, right? I've got 4. So I need to figure out which of these it's going to be. And I'd rather not have to multiply out all of them all the time, right? That just takes a while. So if we do -1 plus 6, we get a +5. A -2 plus 3 gets us a +1. 1 plus -6 is a -5, and then 2 plus -3 is a -1. So which of those multiplies to make -6, but adds to make -1? This one right here. So that means I need an x plus 2 and then an x minus 3. I'm not going to check it for the sake of time. All right, I'm going to slide up. Now this third case is where it can get a little tricky sometimes because we have a +21 here, but a -10. Well, wait a second. How do I do that? 21 could be 1 times 21, or it could be 3 times 7. But remember, a positive is also a negative times a negative. So really, we could have -1 times -21, or we could have -3 times -7. Those also work. So we have 4 different possibilities here. We have 4 different possibilities. Well, which one is it going to be? We want something that multiplies to make +21 but adds to -10. So we can just ignore these off the get-go. They won't add to make a negative number. These ones will. So -3 plus -7 makes -10. This one would be -22. So we know it's going to be this. So we have x minus 3 and then x minus 7. That is our answer. And again, I'm not going to check it for the sake of time. Our last one down here, we have x squared minus 3x plus 2. We know that 2 could be 1 times 2 to make it. It's a prime number, so that's all it can do. But because it's a positive, we know it could be -1 times -2. Well, 1 plus 2 makes 3, but it's a positive, versus -1 plus -2 makes -3. All right, so this is what we're going for. So x minus 1, x minus 2. Email me if you have any questions about this. I am happy to help.